To the Commack Library. We're the Vic Vincent Group. We're going to be doing a rock and roll Doo-Wop and pop show. But just to kind of set the stage, we always like to kind of go back and talk about the way things were way back when. We were all a bunch of kids. And why don't we talk about TV shows, right? There were only 6 stations, remember? 2, 4, 5, 7, 9, 11 way back when. Now you got about 300 stations and you don't know what to watch.
And usually the kids are saying nothing's on.
And nothing's on TV today. And remember the only brands you basically had were Philco, RCA, Zenith, and Admiral. And they were all made in the USA. Now you can't get anything made here. Then, remember these shows. Remember Ed Sullivan on Sunday evenings? Milton Berle, Sid Caesar, show of shows. The Honeymooners. What street did that take place? Where did Ralph and Alice live? What street did they live on in Brooklyn? Chauncey Street. Right, that's it. And that's Jackie Gleason grew up on Chauncey Street. That's why they use that name of the street. I Love Lucy. You know, Lucy would have been 100 years old last August. That show has been on a long time. Abbott and Costello. Who was the landlord with Abbott and Costello? Mr. Fields, right. And Dinah Shore. Remember Dinah Shore? What car did she advertise? Chevrolet. See the USA in the Chevrolet. The Colgate Comedy Hour. Ralph Edwards, This Is Your Life. Ted Mack's Amateur Hour. Vic's Group was on the Ted Mack's Amateur Hour way back when.
1965. We lost. Hans Rival, who was from Europe, he came to America, you know, and he sang, let's put it this way, he got the patriotic vote. He sang, God Bless America. And when we performed, remember what happened to the Beatles when the lead microphone was off? I was singing lead and my microphone was off. But anyway, we came in second despite it all. And we had the long hair, you know, like the Beatles and stuff back then. Interesting. Good old history.
And the other shows, Burns and Allen, Jack Benny. Who was the butler in Jack Benny's show? Rochester. What car did Jack Benny own? Remember that old car? Maxwell, remember? Maxwell. Talking about cars, the old cars were the Packards and Studebakers and the Ford Falcon, and Oldsmobile and Pontiac. Those are the old cars today. The Liberace show. Superman. Who was the editor on Superman? Perry White, right? Dragnet. Remember Dragnet? The famous line, just the facts, man, just the facts.
Well, when you were talking about cars, what came to my mind was the gas prices, right? Aren't they going wild with the prices? Do you remember way back when how much gas was a gallon? Like 20, 25 cents, 35 cents. And you would, once in a while, have 2 people come out from the gas station, check your oil, your tires, you know, everything. Now you pay in advance, and you got to pump your own gas and check everything. Which also reminds me of my wife complaining to me, says, why don't you go and take me someplace expensive? You always take me these cheap places. Spend $1 for crying out loud. So I said, all right, come on. So we went to the gas station.
No, what's out is out.
I remember the other shows, Highway Patrol with Broderick Crawford, Sea Hunt, Lloyd Bridges used to watch that, Life of Riley, William Bendix, Topper. Who was the 2 ghosts, the names of the 2 ghosts? Marion and George Kirby, right. And the dog was Neil. Alfred Hitchcock, Twilight Zone, all these great shows from way back when. Just want to kind of set the stage, bring you back, because we're going to be going back to the 50s and 60s and playing that favorite music that you're going to remember as soon as you hear them. You're going to be also remembering where you were and what you were doing way back then.
Can I tell you my corny joke? Maybe I have to start off with a little humor. Sometimes people are laughing at me, but it's okay, because my jokes are so bad. If I get one hand to say yes, I'll tell the joke. Okay, good. This guy goes in to rob a bank, you know, bad guy, and the security guard goes for his gun. He pulls the gun, and the bad guy shoots him in the shoulder. He falls to the ground. He's bleeding on the floor. Oh, it was terrible. So some guy online says, I saw what you did. I saw what you did. You no good rat. I hope you go to jail. And I saw you. He shoots him in the shoulder. He falls to the ground. He's bleeding all over the place. And the bad guy goes, anybody else see what I did? And this woman says, please don't look at me. Don't look at me. I swear I didn't see a thing. But I think my husband did.
But Vic, you didn't tell him why that woman said that.
You can tell them that later. You want to tell them now?
I'll tell you now.
Okay.
What happened 6 months ago, that same woman and man were in Pathmark shopping. And the husband noticed the wife get a can of clean peaches, those sliced peaches, and she put them in her coat pocket. She decides to leave the store. Security comes, say, ma'am, we saw you take the can of peaches. We're going to have to arrest you. They bring her before the court. She's before the judge. The judge says, I have to make an example of all you shoplifters. For every piece of peach, every slice of peach in that can, I'm going to give you a day in jail. And the husband gets all excited. He says, Your Honor, can I say something? He says, who are you? I'm the husband. What do you want to say? He says, Your Honor, she had a can of peas in her other pocket. With that,
let's introduce to you the sound, rock and roll, doo-wop, and pop, and our group.
First of all, you're going to be listening to this song. What's the name of this song? What show was it from? Back in 1958. He Ain't Gone, right? 1958 to 1961. We're going to be doing a rock and roll, doo-wop, pop show. We're going to be doing the rock and roll sounds. Holly and the Comets, Elvis, Dion and the Belmonts, Doo-Wop sounds, Marcel, Dion again, 5 Satins, pop tunes to Sinatra, Bobby Darin, Neil Diamond. We're going to take you back. So you're going to be singing along, clapping your hands, and doing whatever you want to do out there. Let me introduce the group. We got Miss Valerie to my far left, playing percussion. Valerie will be giving out flyers later. We're going to be playing in the future. We got Jimmy K on that saxophone. He plays the sax, trumpet, guitar, keyboard. Jimmy's all right. We got Mr. Vic Vincent himself right here. He's the main man. When Vic sings, you're going to be thinking that Roy Orbison is right in the back of you and Elvis is right in front of you. And yours truly, Billy C on the drums. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
I also would like to add that Bill was one of the original WMCA Good Guy drummers. Remember those days? They had a couple of drummers playing at the same time. Well, the first song we're going to do actually captures a little bit of the pop sound and definitely the doo-wop sound, and it has kind of a rock beat too. Too bad we don't have a big dance floor. People start to get up when we do this dances, and then they get surprised. Blue moon, you saw me standing alone, without a dream in my heart, without a love of Blue, blue moon, blue moon. Blue, blue moon, blue moon. Blue moon.